The guy was talking about molesting kids. It was in my head. You know, he brought everything back out of me that I tried to push away. You know what I mean? So be it.
Drew says he was molested as a child and physically abused by his father, a man he says also forced him to take drugs and drink at a very young age. Joining me now, Bill Fallon, former Massachusetts prosecutor, and criminal defense attorney David Schwartz. David Schwartz, I don't know. I think the prosecutors are going to have a tough time here. I mean, first of all, this guy's in prison for life anyway, so he's not getting out. And then he's basically saying, I mean, it really isn't a legal defense. I mean, saying you're insane is basically is saying something very different than saying I had to stop him, right? Well,
you have two competing issues going on at once, Dan. Certainly you have the insanity defense. Did he know the difference between right and wrong? The psychiatrist, you know, got up there and said he was the most insane person he's ever seen. He really had no clue what was going on. But I agree with Bill in the sense that this case may come down to juror nullification in this case. They may just nullify the entire law because of how horrible the victim was in this case. How horrible this priest. You're dealing with somebody that molested 150 children and didn't care about it and bragged about it, and he said that he was going to do it again when he got out.
You know, Dan, I think it's important. I don't think this priest said that. And he said he was speaking to his sister who thought he was a saint. I'm going to go to the missionary and molest children.
You weren't there, Bill. You weren't there. No, I wasn't there.
But
that's
I know.
But
you know what? The you weren't there, I wasn't there business doesn't help. All right?
I've been in the courtroom with him, and I'm just telling you right now that his sister believes he's a saint, that he was wrongly convicted even of the indecent A and B.
I don't know, David. Tough case, right?
You know, it's a tough case. It could go either way. This defendant certainly is not a likable human being. There's no question about it. He is not a likable guy. But when the jury starts analyzing who this victim is, certainly if you had a sympathetic victim in this case, probably the defendant would go down in about 5 seconds here. But because you have the type of victim that you have, I think the jury is going to think twice about convicting Drew.
The video we've been showing you was video of them racing to the prison cell right after Gagan had been killed. Bill Fallon, David Schwartz, thanks a lot. We'll be following this case. The jury's got it. Coming up.